Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's Words of Wisdom. Today's was sent out on November 25th, is used in the past, so today we're going to go with this, the challenge of enlightenment. And if you saw my video yesterday, I'm going through the 3 poisons of the mind, explaining from this book. Today's the second one, the second poison, anger. Now I quote, "Anger, the second poison, means the tendency to fly off into a rage. It is the anger that you cannot control. Some people are short-tempered and quickly fly into a rage. They lose their temper and do not know what they are saying. Instead of thinking calmly to themselves, this is something I must express my anger about. They become furious the moment they see or hear something that they deem offensive. This is anger. Anger has been considered one of the poisons of the mind through the ages. When this feeling arises, the calm surface of the mind becomes disturbed. Consequently, you feel uncomfortable and irritated, and you cannot sleep at night. As a result, you cannot enjoy the company of others and fall into the habit of getting angry easily. There are people who appear to be clever, look good, and are highly competent at work, but are not promoted as quickly as they expect. These people typically have a quick temper. Because this type of person may lose his temper or demonstrate a sudden change of character at a crucial moment in business, he loses the chance to succeed just before the finish line. So even if someone suggests that he be promoted to a managerial position, the executives might say, we cannot trust him because he is quick-tempered. What if he starts quarreling with other clients? He sometimes lashes out at his subordinates, or sometimes he goes against his boss. Because of these sorts of remarks, the promotion is put off. Therefore, if a person doesn't get promoted despite being highly capable, it is most likely because they're short-tempered. Anger is an animal instinct. When animals feel threatened, they soon growl, show their claws, or bristle their fur. A porcupine, for instance, raises its quills when it encounters an enemy. A human's anger may be similar. It may be instinctive self-defense, an instinct to protect one's territory from invaders. But if you're able to control your anger, your mind will always be calm and serene. This is the most appropriate state to take on spiritual discipline. There is, however, an exception to this anger. Up until here, I warned you about personal anger. But there's another kind of anger that can be justified. It is the indignation about social injustice. This is not something that should be dismissed entirely. Without this indignation, society cannot improve. For example, suppose people are oppressed by years of tyranny or feudalism. Farmers can no longer stand it and society cannot be run properly. Then people like the samurai of the Meiji Restoration may stand up to start a revolution. In such cases, anger is not always wrong. Under such circumstances, indignation is necessary if it is based on the intention to make the world a better place to live. This also has to do with justice and is something we must never lose. While it is important to keep personal instinctive anger under control, you need some level of public anger or rational indignation. Without this, society would never evolve. Many of the religious reformations we've seen throughout history were led by those who stood up thinking that the religion at that time could no longer save the people. This occurred as a result of not personal anger, but the energy of rational indignation. So please don't misunderstand this point. Another exception is admonishing others to educate them. This type of admonishment is different from personal anger or hate. When you see someone doing something wrong, it is not right to let him do it. If a child is doing something mischievous, the father or mother must scold the child so that he will be able to correct his wrongs. Otherwise, the child will grow up not knowing how to control himself. So scolding those who are still immature to give severe instructions is different from personal anger. These are the 2 exceptions to anger as a poison of the mind. Okay, sorry it was a little long, but they were all so important, so I read the whole 4 pages. One thing that I would like to add is the social injustice, indignation, public anger. It will only be correct if you have correct wisdom. So this means justice, right? When you see injustice, you have to fight for justice, which is good. But is your justice truly just? Is it really just that comes from Lord God? That's what we always have to correct ourselves in, and we have to check ourselves. Or else that public anger may turn into a rage of fire that actually destroys society. So let us not forget the wisdom that comes from God so that we have the public anger or rational indignation used in the correct direction. That'll be the end for today. Let us not be porcupines and control our anger. See you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.